In March 2023, one of the student political organizations at the University of Iowa, called Young Americans for Freedom, although I will be referring to them by their acronym YAF, invited Matt Walsh to present his new documentary, What is a Woman, on campus, as well as to conduct a lecture on the perceived dangers of transgender people. The university has had a long past when it comes to LGBTQ activism. University of Iowa is home to a wide variety of clubs, most notably the QLF, originally founded under the title Gay Liberation Front in 1970. The university also provides other amenities to its students, such as a clinic solely designed for LGBT students, the Pride House, and a residential hall floor populated entirely by LGBT students. For the sake of this video, I'm not going to be focusing much on Walsh's viewpoints or the thoughts and feelings of those who stand by him. To sum up a long story short, this action left students feeling spurned and ignored when Matt Walsh, a self-proclaimed theocratic fascist, although he would later claim,
well, clearly that's a sarcastic joke,
was invited to speak on campus. This left LGBT students and their allies with two options. They could either be silent, stay low, as had been done throughout the course of history, or they could speak up. This rose the question, how could LGBT students and their allies make their voices heard in a conservative state? And what are ways that people can still stand out and be themselves amidst a society that seemingly wants them dead? In the end, the students of the University of Iowa chose the latter choice. They stood up. They made their voices heard. News of the visit inspired a sort of counter-movement within the campus. First, it was small acts of rebellion. People began ripping down Matt Walsh posters that the YAF placed up around campus. They were all torn down, and the YAF continued advertising by writing messages on the sidewalk with chalk depicting the time and place of the event. In return, students began erasing the advertisements written on the sidewalk and replacing them with pro-trans messaging. It was around then that talk of a counter-protest began in earnest on campus, set next to the IMU at the same time as Matt Walsh's visit on April 19th. The protest ended up seeing an impressive turnout, with hundreds of students showing up to Hubbard Park. Even a pep band attended, providing music for the students while they staked out in front of the IMU where the talk was being held. People appeared in full force with chalk, posters, instruments, friends, and their voices. The entire event felt like one big pride parade, with trans flags held aloft as far as the eye could see. Now, living in a conservative state that's actively working to repeal the rights of marginalized groups is something that can be deeply disheartening. Frankly, it can really suck, and it's easy for members of the community and their allies to feel deeply alone and isolated in a time such as this. Minoritized people living in red states, especially rural ones, often can get so overlooked by the greater society at large, and it can be so incredibly easy to feel as if things are hopeless and never will change. But going to that protest and seeing how the number of students outside the center where Matt Walsh's speech was being held easily dwarfed the amount of those who had attended, it made me think of how, if we really put our minds together, perhaps it is possible to turn the tide. To return to my question from earlier, my answer would be this. Sometimes, the most revolutionary thing you can do is simply exist. And as long as you are here, you are enough.